This here is March 24th, 2025, and this tape will self-destruct in 30 days. Facebook regulations. Hi. How'd you like that last 28 days, huh? President Trump's Department of Government Efficiency going through hell the last 28 days. Moon wobble. My gate's broken. Well, everything's going to smooth out now, and I'm hoping everything's going to be much, much better. You know why? Because things are just nuts. Anyway, I still have to get the lower gate fixed. I'm feeling good. I'm always working on my health. I'm always trying to reset my cells, my body, my vital organs, because they renew themselves. So I'm always trying to visualize that and use affirmations, whatever it takes, because nobody likes pain, right? But anyway, I thought I'd do my early morning broadcast because I'm going to go to bed. It's 12 to 4. I'll sleep late tomorrow. I've been up doing research. Now, they saved the astronauts during the wobble. That was a miracle. That's the 10%. I was really worried that that was going to go wrong. It's so terrible that American citizens are terrorizing Americans that own Teslas. What? What is this? Germany, 1941? You don't terrorize a car owner. It doesn't mean his political party. Oh, I own a Tesla, so I'm going to go outside and set a $100,000 Tesla truck on fire. All because of hate? You know what? I realize that Earth is a planet of hate, planet of love, planet of death, because in order for everything to survive, lots of stuff has to die, and it's rough. Somebody once told me, a wise man once told me, that Earth was a combination of Asgard, Midgard, and Hades. Heaven, hell, and purgatory. And boy, if you're in a good place, if you're free, if you're trouble-free and worry-free and stress-free, and you don't feel like you're locked up in the gates of hell, you're blessed. Because most folks, they get themselves wind up in loans and mortgages and debts and gambling debts and addictions, and oh gosh, karma. The more you got, the more you got to maintain. I've been reading some interesting stuff. I got some of this Purino stuff that black doctor, that friend of Trump's, recommended, that's supposed to take the parasites. It's supposed to go into your bloodstream. It's supposed to have ivermectin, fenbendazole, and I got the supply to completely detox your body. Now, I don't know if it works, because it seems crazy. They call it a nasal spray. It's an inhaler. But you're supposed to take deep breath, and then the ingredients from the inhaler goes directly into your bloodstream. And it attacks parasites in your bloodstream and your heart and everything where your arterial system leads. Sounds logical, but because I hate worms and bugs and microbes and flukes and parasites, because I think they cause all major diseases and they destroy our immune systems. And if you hang out with people that eat a lot of raw fish, pork, ham, uncooked meat, or freshly picked vegetables and fruits, or they sleep with their dogs and cats, or maybe kiss them, they got worms. And somebody told me that cancerous tumors were the result of parasite pee and poo. And that you need like to do anti-parasiticals, because we are surrounded by the micro world. We are surrounded by another universe with quadrillions and quintillions of creatures there. It just starts with fleas, and then it goes down to ticks, and then it goes down to worms. Anyway, that's why I don't eat fish at all, pork at all, and if I eat meat, it's cooked well. This rare, raw steak tartare stuff is for the birds. Hear them chirping? Anyway, baseball season starting after the moon wobble. Hockey playoffs starting after the moon wobble. I like the Blues. I think they're long shot Cinderella. I like Florida, by the way. Florida and Auburn, maybe Duke, in the NCAA final. But I really think they're something else, man. They beat UConn. So that, I was with them the whole way. I went to Mizzou, but I like Florida in the tournament. All these contracts signed in football, oh, that's going to probably blow up. They signed Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers, to a contract at the tail end of the wobble. I think Aaron Rodgers should probably retire. This is not the story of like Tom Brady going to the Bucs and winning a Super Bowl. This guy's old. I think he's lost it. What else is new? The stock market has taken a beating, but it's going to end when the corporations and the banks stop putting stop losses on all their stocks. One guy sells, and then they all dump. All the whole Illuminati, right? BlackRock, they all have their computers set on stop losses. If you don't know what a stop loss is, let's say you own a stock for $100 and it goes up to $290. Let's say it's Tesla stock, but you don't want to lose your ass, so you put in a stop loss that if Tesla starts dropping, you automatically dump your position, all of it, for $288, right? This is how I made money in the stock market in 8 days. I put a stop loss on a $90,000 profit, and I only got 80 out of it because the $2 it dropped hurt me. But I'm saying, you have all these billion trillion dollar corporations and banks invested in the market, and they've all got stop losses on the blue chips. So if they start to drop, then they automatically dump, and that makes the market go negative and crash. And the little guy gets brutalized. But I feel this is going to end when the ridiculous... Oh, now the moon wobble's over. The market should adjust. Okay? And there should be peace between Russia and Ukraine if Zelensky will get off the grind. And there should be peace in the Middle East too. Now that the wobble's over, I'm expecting all kinds of closure. Good things. Okay? Anyway, it's good to see everyone. I'm not happy about the Facebook Armageddon of deleting my videos. I'll have to save this one too. I saved a couple years worth. I couldn't save the whole 18 years. So we're going to lose some of the bishop. My journal is going to go to Hades. Facebook is deleting the knowledge of humanity, folks. They're taking away 98% of all the information its over billion members have put on the internet since it's been in conception. So Meta is really going to screw its members. Sorry, Zuckerberg, but you're trying to save a buck, and you've already made billions on us. What's the point? Why don't you leave us alone and let us keep our diaries, our lives? God, isn't the world weird? Human beings are greedy and selfish and egotistical and manipulative and controlling, and they use leverage. It's terrible. But anyway, I think that overall we're in a good place. It frightens me that there's so many people against progress, against closing the borders, against men participating in women's sports. I don't care how they dress, how they act, or what kind of genitalia they have attached. Maybe it's a plastic strap-on or something. I don't know. They shouldn't be in women's locker rooms. And all these people fighting Doge. The Democratic Party, for example, is fighting the Department of Government Efficiency. They don't want to get us out of our $35 trillion hole. How the heck do you vote for people like that? How do you vote for somebody that wants to keep us in debt and bankrupt? Are you kidding me? I'm serious. I don't care what party they're in. we are trying to find trillions of dollars worth of waste because all these trillion-dollar bills, hi Susan, that have been passed over the decades have been pocketed and laundered, and these people don't want the game to stop because they're getting rich off it. And all these people in the House of Representatives don't make enough to be 100 millionaires, but so many of them are. That's corruption. And you know what? The media won't talk about it. The media won't tell the truth. The media, NBC, ABC, CNN, CSNBC, all of them, Bill Maher, he's an idiot. He's an atheist anyway. How could somebody not believe in God with all of this? This type of imaging and illusory existence is not godless, my friend. This is real, and we're all part of it. We're all part of the God essence. But anyway, these people, Stephen Colbert, Robert De Niro, why can't we see Epstein's list? Why can't we know what happened in the Kennedy assassination? Why can't we get the truth about the moon landing, UFOs, and extraterrestrials? What is the holdup? Why all this hostility from liberal judges blocking Trump's executive orders? What the hell, guys? That's horrible. It's supposed to be the United States of America, but it's more divided than I've ever seen it, even more than the Civil War. I'm surprised people aren't outside shooting each other. You're going to go ahead and blow up someone that owns a vehicle? Someone just bought a brand new Tesla, $80,000, and you douse it with gasoline and set it on fire because it's Elon Musk's company? That person needs to be locked up for life. That's terrorism. That's the same thing as somebody, planting a bomb in your car. I feel sorry for the people. And the Democrats that are trashing their Teslas and giving away and selling them and celebrities tossing off clips. We are talking certifiable insanity, folks. We are talking people that we're going way beyond Trump derangement syndrome. This is like psychotic, paranoid, total dysfunctional syndrome because you can't handle progress. You'd rather see the lower class and the middle class grovel and the world at war. The military-industrial complex and BlackRock and the Illuminati and the New World Order in charge. You'd rather see that. So how the hell can you vote for a Democrat? And then they're all talking about, what's Kamala Harris going to do next? I don't know, maybe work at a Baskin Robbins with Joe. I think Joe likes ice cream. It's not funny. Don't be angry. Don't be angry at me. I made a lot of money during the Biden administration. Interest rates. All the wealthy people in the world made bank with 4 or 5% T-bill muni bond. Come on, CDs. That was gravy. Oh, they got their tax money too. Don't you worry. But what just scares me is that if the Democrats were smart, they would support efficiency. They would support, but you know what? If they're cheating and stealing, then they're going to fight it because they don't want to be discovered. They don't want someone to walk into their house and open the garage door and see a wheelbarrow full of gold or find out they have a Bitcoin account worth $100 million. How about that? Oh, yeah, that's a really good way to launder money, folks. Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, open an account in someone's name and buy a Bitcoin. It's not regulated, really. No, neither is gold. You can buy and sell as much gold as you want. As far as I know, you don't have to pay tax on that. Something like that. We do need to put gold flake in our $100 bills and 50s and 20s and 10s. There needs to be a gold value in our paper so no one ever sells the American dollar short. Someone watching this must have contact with President Trump. Please give him the idea that we need to put gold flake in our printing presses and give our paper money value, not just paper, gold. Enough gold to cover at least $100. That's not a lot. A little dust, a little gold dust, right? Can you imagine having a $100 bill that was flickering with gold? Yeah, I mean, look at this is already a work of art. this $100 bill, look at that. It's already got gold in it already. See, you could paint that thing with real gold flake and give this paper a value of 100, and then when gold goes up, our paper money will go up. American currency will go through the roof with gold. Now, if that isn't a way to bail America out of a $35 trillion debt, I don't know what is. You put enough gold in a $100 bill. Okay, so gold is 3,000, right? So that would be, so 1/30th, 30 times 100 is 3,000. So 1/30th of 3,000. Let me add it up for you because I know you care. If you take 3,000 for the gold and you divide it by 30. Okay, there. So $90 times 30. That's it. There's your 100. So you need about 1/29th an ounce worth of ounce. 1/29th of an ounce. How much is that? Okay, an ounce is 27 grams divided by 29. So it's 0.9 gram. You put 0.9310 gram of gold flake in a $100 bill, and no one could ever say that our money's worthless. Now, if that isn't the smartest idea that I've ever had, or maybe anyone in the history of the United States has ever had, I don't know what would be. Because I know one thing, people are frightened that our money will be devalued and become worthless, like it happened in Germany before World War II, when you needed 1 million Deutschmarks to buy a loaf of bread and a carton of milk. It's a lot of Deutsch. But anyway, the thing is that the world could end, and American money would still have value because of its gold content. Oh, I wish I had. President Trump is one of the only celebrities I don't know how to contact. It's a shame because I know he would jump all over this. Can you imagine? You're not spending any more money than it's worth. It's $100. You got $100 worth of gold in there. Oh man, I would go to the bank tomorrow, and I would become. You know what? People all over the world would start collecting our money like they do stamps and coins and comics and Pokemon. You put gold in our paper money, oh my gosh. There is going to be demand on American dollars. The whole world will go. You know what would happen? I predict that if we put gold in our money, that the financial standard of the planet Earth will be the U.S. dollar. You watch. Because how much would a ruby or a yen be worth if an American dollar had 1/29th of an ounce of gold in it? Dude, this is brilliant. This is genius. Now, listen, I'm a humble spiritual guy, and I'm not bragging. Because I'm a clear channel, 100%, right brain, clear channel, no conscious thought, none at all. When I do these videos, it just, the big O flows through me. And this all comes from a higher part of myself. So that's why I do come up with some ideas that, your head will like, well, I'm a MAGA Republican. I love Don, and I love America. I love the Marines, Semper Fi. And I'm sorry about what happened to Vietnam, but we were afraid to go across the north and defeat the Vietnamese because we were afraid China would get involved and it would be World War III. That was stupid. We should have pulled out way before we lost 55,000 helicopters and people each. But anyway, let's make the American dollar king. Let's put 1/30th of an ounce, $100 worth of gold. Can you imagine? Everybody would be going to the bank and turning in their own old money. Oh, people will be lifting up their mattress. Can you imagine? People will be they'll be taking their pennies, their nickels, their dimes, their quarters, and saying, give me 100, give me 100, give me a. I got $3,000. I want 30 $100 bills, please. The new gold standard. Oh, and then in the currency, the American dollar might be worth 500. In about a week, the American dollar might jump to $500 because gold will go with it. Now, come on, guys. Come on. I know you don't listen to me by accident. I got 47,000 followers and almost 4,000 friends that I know are not scammers or bikini girls or whatever. And I get, I get I got 1.5 thousand views on some, and I get likes and shares and ads. But, some of my ideas, I was right about Trump losing to Biden, that it was rigged. And I was right about Trump winning. And I was right about massive changes coming to America. And I was hoping to be right about peace and about the American economy stabilizing and that America becoming a superpower that will be uncomparable. Can you imagine the Chinese? If we put gold in our money, they would probably go to the U.S. dollar at that point. Oh, Don, please, somebody tell the president. Someone give Donald Trump this video. This is genius. We have so much gold in Fort Knox. Let's get a few bars out of there and send it to the printing presses, dude. Come on. Make America great again. Save America, Bishop. That's SAB, Save America, Bishop. Anyway, I'm so happy that it's the moon wobble 28 days, 7 days following, it's now officially over. And wow, I don't know about you, but it was brutal. It was when it began. Oh, I don't even want to talk about what happened in February. I almost ended up in the hospital with this. I was starting to get edema, neuropathy, and leaching and leg cramps, and we cured it. Erica, my driver, my assistant, she wrapped me and gauzed me. We got this stuff from Amazon, Miracle Balm, some Neosporin, and of course I took the alpha lipoic acid to give the nerve endings what they needed to take away the pain, and I took this lymph drainage detox, and wow, the foot doctor put me on some antibiotics because it's still a little red. But I've rarely heard success stories where people got rid of their neuropathy and all that leg stuff like I did at 76 years old. Can you believe it? I'm almost 2,500,000,000 seconds old, guys. Going to be 77 in August if I make it. Somebody died the other day that was my age, my hero. My family was in the boxing business because Dad helped train Virgil Akins, the champion of the world from St. Louis, welterweight. Carmen Basilio beat him for the title in '58, and I grew up amongst that. So, and I also knew, Joe Louis. I would go visit Joe Louis at Caesars, and that was huge. I never met Muhammad Ali or Tyson, but George Foreman died. Oh, and whenever these people my age die, I'm like, what the? I mean, it's like we're just a bunch of dominoes, dude. I mean, step by step. You listen to the Phil Collins song by Genesis, Domino. Oh, man, he talks about life and death and that. He can't do concerts anymore. He's my age, and he's hurting. Trump is 78, and he's jumping around, going up and down stairs, going on rallies, going to, sporting events. Me, some of us that age are slowed down a little bit, but not Don. No, he's going wild. I saw a friend of mine, Nancy from St. Louis, swimming her laps in the pool like a young kid. Wow, some people. Oh, well, if you have good health, then you are blessed. But, doing smart things. What are the Democrats going to do to criticize putting gold flake at 1/29th of an ounce, $100 worth of gold at current market in our money? Okay, obviously there'll be less gold in a 20 or a 50 or a 10 or a 5 or even $1. But you can still put a little gold flake in a dollar bill to make that $1 worth $1 gold. It's a tiny amount. All the money. Yeah, make the world crave it. And wow, we will dig out of that $35 trillion deficit so fast it'll make your head spin. And then Congress will go Republican in the midterms, and they will totally lose power. All those old fogies. I'm waiting for Congress to pass term limits. Oh, Could you believe that? We would get rid of 50% of those people in their 80s and 90s that still think they can run a government when they've thrown us in the toilet the last 40 years. These are people that keep getting reelected by their party, even though they've bankrupted America. And I'm the guy to talk to get us out of bankruptcy. Sit me down with Elon, and we'll get this gold flake going in our currency. And more than that, oh yeah, we'll put gold flake in all kinds of things. We'll put out silver dollars with gold flake in them. How about that? We'll really have some fun. We'll make the silver dollar worth a little more than $30 an ounce too. I've got all kinds of ideas when it comes to making money, but I'm not president, and I don't have contact with Don. But wow, I could see it happen. So if you all help me visualize, I want to say hi to Cindy and Pat and Susan and Martha and anyone kind enough to comment. You know, I know it's 4:13 in the morning, March 24th in Valley Center, and y'all are getting up back east. Some of you guys have insomnia and can't sleep. I got to tell you something, guys. I got to take the melatonin and the magnesium every night. It works. It works. I sleep, and then, you know, of course, I'll take my stinging nettle for the prostate, you know, so I can get 4 hours of sleep instead of 1, and my blue vervain for the prostate, which helps me sleep too. And of course, very important, my black walnut, which is the anti-parasitical that I take every day, and the hydroxychloroquine. You know, I'm a fanatic on things being balanced, Libra rising, so I need everything in shape. That's why it irks me that people criticize us and tells us, you know, it shouldn't cost $100,000 to buy a truck, guys. We can get rid of all of this inflation. If the value of the dollar goes up, inflation will be meaningless at that point. If the value of the dollar goes up 500%, inflation's not going to catch that, baby. No way. No way, man. Yeah, I know. I mean, look, I can't do caffeine. There's no way I could do caffeine. I would never sleep. I don't know if that's Trump's problem or not. Even if you drink 3-4 cups of coffee a day, don't expect to sleep at night, because that caffeine will keep you alert. My God, if you drink Red Bull or any of those other energy drinks, you're killing yourself. But I know one thing. I like to go to bed when I'm tired. I like to use my mantra, you know, in my head. I am safe, I am calm, I am peace. Over and over, the God mantra to relax me and send me off. And then I'll take a 5 milligram melatonin under the tongue. And that does it. You got to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night, folks, for your arteries, for your brain, for your autonomic nervous system, for all your vital organs to cleanse and detox. That's intermittent fasting, sleeping. You're not eating or drinking, so your body is burning fat. And then if you can avoid eating for a few hours, then if you want to lose weight, you learn about intermittent. I'm not a great example of that, because my totem animal is a polar bear. My main animal in the totem is a polar bear. Hence, the polar bear type structure. But yeah, I can do a totem on people one time and that's it. I can never do the totem again, but I could channel out their totem. You know, there's usually 4 or 5 animals in everyone's totem. Yeah, Chiricahua Apache, give me a break. You know, this is the stuff that we teach. But there's 4 or 5 animals in your totem, and usually one main, and that explains why you are the way you are. Intense, eh? Yeah, I'm trying to figure everything out. But anyway, so moon wobble over, things getting resolved. I think Doge will improve. I think you're going to see a lot of prosecutions now. I think this guy that's involved in the Justice Department, the new Attorney General and the FBI guy, you're going to see people get arrested and impeached. It'll blow your head. You'll be shocked. I'm expecting some headlines of some big wigs, celebrities. I'm thinking this Epstein Island's going to get some prosecutions. Look at, if that guy can go to prison, Wallenstein or whatever his name is, the producer, forgot his name, then Epstein, these Jewish guys, then Epstein's list should mean something if there was child endangerment, child trafficking, or child pornography there. Come on, guys. They kill people like that in prison. You know that, right? Even prisoners judge somebody that messes with children. Now, how would I know that? I don't know. I have a friend that's in prison. That's why. It's crazy. See, I'd be okay in prison because I could be everyone's attorney. I would say, you don't want to do that, buddy, because if you want me to look at your case and try to get you out, then you better be nice. Besides, I'm the man, Forget about it. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm talking about over there? Yeah, over here. But anyway, avoid prison any way possible is my advice on that. It's one of the lower states of hell on earth. You don't want to go there, man. It's like a different planet. It's a different dimension than Earth. God help the millions of people incarcerated, too, for being either in the wrong place at the wrong time or too stupid and commit a crime, which is unfortunate that some people in jail are guilty. I don't believe they all are. Okay, any questions? You in the back, Bert. Yes, Bishop, I want to know, can I take my money and embezzle and impale a gold flake into it? I don't see why not. I think it's a felony. I don't think you can mess with American money for any reason. Your fault, my fault, nobody's fault. If you try to dip your money in gold flake, that may be a felony. So Bert, does that answer your question? Yes, it does, Bishop. I won't do it then. I wish I could take questions. Why not? So anyway, first day of spring happened the other day too. The vernal equinox. Don't say astrology's stupid, because the weather changes when the sun goes into Aries, Cancer, goes into Libra or Capricorn. Spring, summer, autumn, and fall. Spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So that's not an accident, folks. You hear me? Another thing is, I think they should keep daylight savings time and get rid of regular time, because I wake up late and I like late sunsets. I'm sorry about all these people that have to get up in the morning and work, but I'll tell you what, I run a ranch, and they'd rather get up and work in the shade, in the dark, when it's cool, than have to work in the hot sun all day long and feel like you're dying or dead. So I'm not in favor of getting rid of daylight savings time. Also, Trump and the Republicans are not going to touch Social Security. What they're doing is they're trying to save Social Security from people pissing away trillions of dollars to the dead forever. That's your Democratic Congress, folks. No regulation. How do you have a fund like that, Social Security for the American people, and not regulate it and audit it and make sure that no one gets paid if they're dead? You're paying people that are 150 years old. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. They give me a measly check. After the Medicare and stuff, it's like under $1,000. My dad got maximum. He got $4,500. But anyway, it's just tragic because some people really need their Social Security, and the ones deserve it. And then all these people robbing the system. How is it that so many people are above the law? People in Congress get away with stealing. People in government jobs get away with laundering money and taking kickbacks. All this waste. Why are they not being prosecuted and jailed, Elon? What's going on with that? All these celebrities committing pedophilia, why don't they come out with it already? Who killed Kennedy? George Bush Sr.? Huh? And what about the aliens? Are there aliens? Is there an inner Earth? Is there a hollow Earth? How about some facts here? How about stop with the spinning stories and all the BS? You ever notice how much BS there is now? You got to be careful what website you visit now, because all these AIs are creating all these duplicate sites that will take your credit card and pretend like you're ordering, cosmetics or makeup or ammo or whatever, and it's a scam. So if you don't check for reviews and find out whether something's legitimate or not, you will get robbed. That's the wonderful thing about the human race. Thieves, weasels, liars, cheaters, murderers, rapists. I mean, give me a break. Give me a break. You know, you're looking to meet some nice girls, natural girls, biological females, right? You're a young kid. I'm sorry, but you don't want someone that started out as a biological male, because even if they take away all their packages and stuff, there's still a man in there. You can't change the chromosomes, guys. The XY chromosome is a big deal. And, you know, you had this girl in Maine come out against the governor, right, because she's a dumbass in Maine. And she said that she was in the locker room when she was in doing Olympics or college sports. And there was a guy in there, and he had his genitals intact, but he said he was a trans. And the girls would be walking around naked with this trans guy, and the Democrats want that. Not around my daughter. Ain't happening. Sorry. Nacho choice, buddy. Nacho cheese. But anyway, as you can see, I'm full of energy. I'm excited. I'm full of love and light. And I'm feeling better. And I'm visualizing good things for you and me and the world. And the day money goes gold, we can all say that Bishop said it first. Logan Bishop, a.k.a. Farley, right? Please don't call me Farley. That's the dog's name. All right, you guys. I'm going to share this to a few important sites that need to hear it, so my thousands of people, they'll view it. It's nice to get 1,000 views on a video. If you've ever tried to get views on a video, you know if you get 1,000, that's cool. No matter who you are. But if you're an old guy like me, it's like, ooh la la. All right, Susan. You're wild, Susan. ISIS. All right, everybody. I guess it's time to go. Hillbilly Bigfoot Bash meets the mountain is watching. Catherine's watching. Yeah, Pat's watching. That's great. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So is John, Jim, Steve, and Farley. Everybody have a nice morning and a wonderful week. Love you long time, no charge. Thanks for watching my videos. And this video will self-destruct in 30 days, so I have to download it. Because, you know, Facebook. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace out.